Hello there, people of the internet. I have no idea if this video is actually going to go up on the internet, but if it does, then this right here is a part one to that series, I guess. I was out at my local gun range, and while I was out there, I was waiting on some buddies, and I came across some old fireworks that were on the ground. I decided to myself, hey, you know what would be fun? Seeing if the gunpowder from these fireworks would actually work in a muzzleloader. So if I have a muzzleloader like this right here, normally how these work, you pour the powder inside of them, you seat whatever ball or projectile you want on top of that, then you have some sort of ignition system. In this particular case, it's a percussion cap. That right there lights the powder goes boom, and that boom pushes whatever is in front of it down the barrel and out of that muzzleloader. The big issue with firework grade gunpowder is it is a very slow burning powder. I also have no idea what modern firework gunpowder is made out of. Traditionally, it is a potassium nitrate sulfur charcoal mix. That's normally how it goes. But I have, like I said, no idea what modern firework gunpowder is made out of. I'm assuming it's that, but I could be wrong. I know that there's other stuff inside of it to like make colors and whatnot, but for the most part, inside this bowl here, I separated that. In this bowl, this is all the stuff that is from the firework that is not gunpowder. And then I pulled out the actual gunpowder itself, which was in like large balls. Like they almost look like compressed pucks, but in ball form. And I think that was done to make it burn really, really slowly. So what I did after separating the gunpowder out from the rest of the stuff inside of the firework to ensure that I only have gunpowder is I broke apart those balls to make a fine powder. I used a mortar and pestle to break those apart and make a fine powder. And after doing that, I ran it through a fine mesh just to make sure that all the pieces were nice and small, and I threw it into my milling machine. The reason why I threw it into my milling machine is because the more that a gunpowder is milled, the more powerful it becomes. So I threw it in my milling machine for about 24 hours, and that is normally good enough for making my homemade gunpowder. That's about what I do. But I don't know what this gunpowder is made of, so I don't know how powerful it's going to be. If it ends up being like really pathetic, we'll go ahead and we'll throw it in for another 24 hours. Maybe I'll do even 48 hours. Hopefully, fingers crossed, we get some good results here. Now, I have no idea what to expect. I have no idea how good it's going to be. My bet, it's probably not going to be all that great. I'm willing to bet that the composition of firework gunpowder is probably purposefully done to make it a very slow burning powder and not very powerful because it's for fireworks, it's for lights and shows. It's not made for putting into a gun and sending a projectile downrange as fast as possible, and that's just kind of what we're going to be doing here. So after I had it milling for about 24 hours, I ended up getting the powder, and it was a lot stickier than it would normally be. As a matter of fact, I made a short on it, like right as I took it out of my milling machine. It's almost like there's clay or something mixed into it, because the gunpowder is a lot more clay-like than like gunpowder. Like the normal gunpowder that I make is not nearly as sticky as this stuff. Again, I have no idea what it's made of. I have no idea what kind of contaminants it's got inside of it. I don't know what to expect from it. I just don't know anything about it. We're over here experimenting. So after I had milled it, it was quite sticky and whatnot. Maybe there was some kind of bonding adhesive to keep those pucks together, those round balls together inside the firework. I just don't know. After I had done that, I went ahead and I stuck a little bit of water in it to kind of like really get it stuck together, and then I ran it through my my 2F little grate that I use, which I thought that I had in here to show you guys, but I guess I don't. But I ran it through my 2F grate, And what that does is it makes little tiny 2F granules that are good for shooting through muzzleloaders like what I have here. Maybe I should do a 3F, potentially even a 4F, depending on how slow of a burning powder this is. Because if it's really, really slow, some smaller grains will help burn it faster. But that's entirely speculation on my part. So let's go ahead and step out to the garage. I'm going to stick a little bit in my little testing cast iron skillet that I have. We're going to light it off, see how fast it flashes, and see if it would be worth sticking in a muzzleloader. If this looks half decent, we're going to have a part 2 where I actually break out a muzzleloader. We go to the gun range, and I load it up, and we'll see how it goes. I do want to say that this gunpowder from these fireworks are a little bit more gray than normal gunpowder. Like, normally it's like a real black powder, but this is more like a gray looking powder. Again, don't know what kind of contaminants are in it. Maybe it's got a higher sodium nitrate concentration than charcoal. Maybe there's more sulfur in it. I just have no idea. But let's wander out to the garage and give it a test run. Okay, I got a little bit in there. Let's go ahead and set this off. Oh, that looked pretty gosh darn good. We might actually have something here worth sticking through a muzzleloader. So that's pretty cool. Alright, it's 1,000,000 degrees in this garage. I'm going back inside. Alright, I gotta say I was pleasantly surprised with how well that flashed. I was not expecting that, and it was quite bright, I won't lie. Like, I feel like that was brighter than normal gunpowder would be. Just because I don't know the chemical composition of this gunpowder, and I don't know anything about it, I'm going to go ahead and run it through like one of my junk muzzleloaders, to where if something goes catastrophically wrong with it, it's really not going to be that big of a deal. Even if I lose that muzzleloader, I mean, who really cares, because it's one of my junk ones. I got a couple of like parts muzzleloaders, a couple of ones that have been like really messed up. As a matter of fact, I got one that's got like sights JB welded on it. Somebody took a file to it. It's in a polymer stock. It's just like a thrown together muzzleloader. That's probably going to be the one that I test this out on. Anyway, folks, thanks for watching. I appreciate your time. I think it's going to be a fun little experiment. I am happy with the way that it flashed. Hopefully this works out well. So, again, thanks for watching. I guess I'm going to do the outro. Like, subscribe, share. Description below is a link to all sorts of stuff. Go check it out. You guys go off, have yourself a fantastic day, and I'll see you guys on the next episode. Been a little while since I've done this. Bonnie and Clyde be damned. Poor man's Garrett. It's a shame that bolt-action shotguns aren't more mainstream.